Okay, George, I teased it. I mean, let's talk about it. We'll get into what's trending. As you know, top 3 stories in sports. We'll get 2 minutes on the clock here. And let's go into the world of the women's college hoops.
Yep.
Paige Bueckers inducted in the UConn's Huskies of Honor. So this is their Hall of Fame. This is just a duh right here.
Yep.
Of course she was. This is an all-time player, George, in a program that has had multiple all-time players.
Yeah.
She's just the latest, but great in her own right.
Yeah, what jumped out at me, she's the only player in the 21st century, men's or women's, 2,000-plus career points, 500 or more rebounds, 500 or more assists, to shoot 50% from the floor, 40% from three, and 80% from the free throw.
Man.
Only D1 21st century college basketball player to do that. And she lost all of 2022 with that injury. So what she meant to the team, the program, she plays for Gino. And this is just someone that's All-American, AP player, just like has all the accolades. It's just awesome to see that Bueckers, like right away, I think is cool is that you're not done yet. You're still on that campus.
Yeah, right.
You're still with the team and they honor her like that. I think that's also a reflection of like the type of human being she is in stores in Gamble Pavilion. Like normally you wait till after. No, they want it. Hey, Paige, while you're still here, this is how much you mean to us.
Well, I'm actually going to go to, I don't think the legacy's over yet in terms of she may win a title this year, Joe.
I know.
Like they are no joke. And look, I don't pretend to be some sort of coaching expert here, but from what I watch and how Gino has sort of handled her this season, George, it does feel like they are primed and ready to go. They are pacing Paige to make sure she's healthy, A, because we understand some injury issues in the past. Healthy, A, and B, ready to go by the time the tournament comes around. Fresh, no issues. Let's go out and let's get it. We have yet this season to see some game where like Paige has gone completely crazy, put up crazy numbers. She's been consistent across the board. So has her minutes.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not going to call it a minutes restriction, but I just think they're being cautious to make sure she's healthy by the time the madness rolls.
She's gotten all the Player of the Year awards, just doesn't have a natty yet.
Yeah.
And UConn can do it.
They can do it.
Beyond Paige, they can
Are we
do
betting on UConn to get it done
I'll
this
take
season?
it. Why not? It'd be
Me
the
too.
best ending for her, too.
Yeah.
Of her college career.
Right off in the sunset.
Yeah.
She's already an all-time great, as we said, but that would cement it, no doubt.
Yep.
All right, here's more. Juju Watkins has been named the unanimous National Player of the Year by The Athletic. No shock here as well. George, when you watch Juju play, what do you see? Because I'm going to tell you
I
something.
love that you asked this question.
I see the bag, bro. Like, I see every move possible. Catch, shoot, take you off the dribble, no problem. Come off a screen, no problem. Like, however you want it offensively, she can give it to you. And by the way, no slouch on defense. But what I see with her is the offensive sort of repertoire that jumps out.
She's James Harden with the basketball.
Yeah.
She never picks up her dribble.
That's a good
Like you said, she has a full
comparison.
back, can attack from every layer of the floor.
It's a good comparison.
And it's just controls the game overall.
Yeah.
Like, I think James Harden, height of his powers, like that's what she does on the floor.
Yeah.
And what was absurd too, she gets this award. Her splits against top 10 opponents this season, right? 26 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, shooting 37% from the floor. Against all other opponents, non-top 10, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. She played better against the best opponents. And what she did against number 1 UCLA, 38, 11, 8 blocks, 5 assists in a single game. She just steps up on the biggest stages. So it's like when I watch the offensive game of a Juju Watkins, I see a James Harden or like a Jason Tatum. Can like rock you to sleep, but just kills you in every fashion of the game.
Yeah.
But then when I watch her in the big moments, like she's Juju Watkins. You know, she's her own player in that facet where she just steps up on the biggest stages against the toughest opponents. And when USC needs her the most, like I said, against top 10 opponents, she does it, man. She's going to win WNBA awards, WNBA MVPs. Like she is going to be transcendent of that league one day. She's so talented.
You know what's crazy? I never thought of that comp, that James Harden comp. I do see it, and you know what's interesting about those two? They're both from the same area.
Oh, yeah?
Both from L.A.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll have to talk to Ante Campbell, our esteemed producer,
Check out
who's
Bannon.
from L.A. Like, what is that? What's that style? Because it's true.
She doesn't pick the dribble up, and I think that's so lethal.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's just you always have a defender on their heels, and she does it in everything. Like, notice I brought up blocks. It wasn't just like rebounds, like on both ends of the floor.
All right, before we move on,
Gamer.
Scary hours. Juju against Paige and the Natty. Can we get it?
Yeah, I would love
we get it?
I would love it.
Bro, the ratings? Come on. We haven't seen ratings like that since Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese.
A year ago. But that'd be great. Let it keep growing.
It would be great. All right, here's more. South Carolina gets the number 1 seed in the SEC tournament.
This is nuts.
After winning a coin flip?
Yep.
With Texas? What? A coin flip? Okay, so I looked into this because I'm not going to lie. I was very confused as we look at this article here from ESPN. South Carolina beat Texas in their first matchup, so they split in the regular season.
Yeah.
South Carolina beat them handily in that first matchup. In the second one, Texas beat South Carolina barely. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, point differential, and no, that's not what it came down to here. It came down to record. They're both head-to-head here, so flip a coin. Boom. They haven't lost any other games other than that. So there it is. And South Carolina won that too. Like, to me, they should be the 1 seed.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with you. It should be point differential in conference games at that point, right? Because obviously it's like the 1 loss each, because I was going to be like, what about win against common opponents? Well, they only
had one.
Exactly. So this is just absurd. Like, I agree USC deserves it, but it's like the way Greg Sankey, SEC commissioner, did it as well, like flip the coin during halftime of LSU and Mississippi.
Yeah.
They broadcast on SEC Network. I mean, that's just smart marketing. Make some drama, add to the game and it all. If I'm Texas, I'd be so pissed off. I would be so pissed off. You went 15-1. South Carolina, you beat them. That is the class of the class, the standard in college hoops right now.
Yeah.
And a coin flip knocked you off of possibly getting the top seed in the SEC tournament. Like, I'd be so upset by that.
I mean, who do you trust more, though? It's South Carolina. They should be the 1 seed. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not hating on Texas here.
I know.
But, like,
I hate the coin.
Of course it's South Carolina.
It's 2025. It's not 1982. You
right.
You get point differential, net rating, tempo. Who plays at a higher pace, right? Who won on a higher elevation? Like, take the elevation of all their games. Who had the better record? Like, there's so many ways you can do it. You did a coin flip. They played 16 games in conference. They both earned that top seed, and you let a coin determine it.
I mean, George is saying that, but we flip a coin to see who hosts the show every day.
It's true.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know why he's judging them. It's what we do. I think it's a perfectly normal way to, settle things.
That's because you've won more coin flips than me.
Yeah, well, let's flip a coin for it.